Sheldon, little bootleg ass studio.
Let's slide over to church right quick. So there's this pastor, Robert Morris, of a mega church. He blamed a 12-year-old for initiating inappropriate sexual conduct. He just couldn't help himself, y'all. He just couldn't help himself. This 12-year-old was just enticing him, and they were the one initiating. And so this obviously means that they wanted it. You see what I'm saying? So which means in his mind that it's okay. Instead of reprimanding me, we should be reprimanding this 12-year-old for initiating it. You know, for seducing me. Anyway. Oh, so this happened years ago. Is this that story where, okay, yeah. Let me see if this video gonna play.
For decades, Cindy Clemishire carried anger and shame as she watched the meteoric rise of megachurch pastor Robert Morris.
Thank you, Jesus, for
watching him has been harder and harder.
Morris founded Gateway Church in 2000.
If you don't tell the whole truth, you're not being honest.
One of the largest evangelical congregations in the nation.
Those are his words. They using his words against them, y'all. Ain't that some shit? If you don't tell the whole truth, what did he say? Let me back it up. You're not being truthful. The fuck that nigga say?
If you don't tell the whole truth, you're not being honest.
One of the largest evangelical congregations in the nation, with 9 campuses in North Texas and tens of thousands of devoted worshipers. He became a member of President Donald Trump's Spiritual Advisory Council. But to Cindy, Morris was the traveling evangelist who began to sexually abuse her on Christmas Day, 1982.
He told me, he said, hey, come in my room before you go to bed tonight. I want to talk to you.
He was...
Hold on, say what? But what... When did she come out with this? Why did it take her so long? That's what I don't understand. I mean, I can understand that you didn't say nothing when you was a kid. But why wait so far until your adulthood to say something? I mean, why not say nothing a little bit sooner than you get old? You know what I'm saying?
Worshippers. He became a member of President Donald Trump's Spiritual Advisory Council. But to Cindy, Morris was the traveling evangelist who began to sexually abuse her on Christmas Day, 1982.
He told me, he said, hey, come in my room.
On Christmas, he said, yeah, I got a gift for you.
Before you go to bed tonight, I want to talk to you.
He was 21, Cindy was 12.
He started by touching my breast and putting his hands in my pants. He wanted me to stand and close my eyes so he could lift my shirt and pull my pants down and just look at me as a 12-year-old.
Do you remember what he would say to you, what he'd tell you?
Well, the very first time he told me, you can't tell anyone because it will ruin everything.
She says the abuse lasted 4 years until she told her family what was happening. In 2005, after years of struggling, Cindy reached out to Morris and suggested...
he did it all the way up until she was 16, and then he stopped when she was getting close to age. Why didn't you wait until she was of age, bro? Like, I don't make no...
That he pay her restitution.
No one can give me back my teenage years.
It was just last month that for the first time...
So we want some money. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's why we waited so long. We see everybody else. We see Cassie getting 30 million. We see Eric Adams getting hit with some shit. Whatever he got hit with. All these people getting hit with shit. You know what I'm saying? I need a piece of that pie. Yeah. Those ain't just nigga pies. I need me a piece of that pie. That's why we waited so long. Now we're going to say something. See, that's why I be disagreeing sometimes when they be doing this shit. Because it don't be organic. If you really want to tell it, tell it. Now, if you get a bag out of it, then you get a bag out of it. But that shouldn't be what drives you. That shouldn't be your motivation. When something really doesn't happen to you like that, if something really doesn't happen to you, if you wasn't a willing participant, even though you was 12 years old, you wasn't able to consent. I know that, but I'm talking about all these people that's in this situation. I'm not just talking about this lady, right?
The 12-year-old.
Do you remember what he would say to you, what he'd tell you?
Well, the very first time he told me, you can't tell anyone because it will ruin everything.
She says the abuse lasted 4 years until she told her family what was happening. In 2005, after years of struggling, Cindy reached out to Morris and suggested that he pay her restitution.
No one can give me back my teenage years.
It was just last month that for the first time she shared her.
So she blackmailed his ass. In other words, hold on, y'all, hold up.
She says the abuse lasted 4 years until she told her family what was happening. In 2005, after years of struggling, Cindy.
Hold on. So she told it happened for 4 years. So did she tell her family after the 4 years?
Years until she told her family what was happening.
And she told her family after the 4 years? Is that what's going on?
In 2005, after years of struggling, Cindy reached out to Morris.
Okay. So she didn't wait like a lot of these people do. She went ahead and said something when she got the nuts to say something. You feel me? Which was quite early on than what I anticipated or what I thought. I thought maybe she was just now coming out with it. So she waited until 2005 to blackmail his ass and be like, hey, look, bitch, if you want to keep your reputation, you need to pay up or I'm going public with this shit. Okay.
Suggested that he pay her
I ain't mad at it.
restitution.
No one can give me back my teenage years.
It was just last month that for the first time she shared her story publicly online. Morris had been sharing his version for years.
All right, so he been sharing his story for years. All right, so yeah. I thought maybe she was one of those people who waited and just now coming out with it. So yeah.
Sexual temptation is an appetite of the flesh. And I developed an appetite before I was saved.
As he rose and
check him out. He's trying to make it. He pretty it up. Yeah, I developed an appetite before I was saved. You know, yo, I've drenched myself in the blood of Jesus, and I am no longer a sinful person. So my past, man, shut your ass up, nigga.
Influence and power at Gateway, Morris sometimes alluded to past transgressions.
I was very immoral, and I was immoral a lot.
In June, Morris told the Christian Post he had inappropriate sexual behavior with a young lady and resigned from Gateway. Gateway told NBC News it is committed to protecting people, first and foremost children, and that it has retained a law firm to conduct an investigation. Gateway says before last month, the current elders did not have all the facts. Former Gateway pastor Stephen LeBlanc says parts of Robert Morris's past were known for years. He just didn't know Cindy's exact age.
It wasn't cloaked at all. It was a common knowledge. And in a way, somehow celebrated that God had disciplined a man and restored him.
Even now, he worries former colleagues aren't being honest about what they knew.
I can't think of any accountability that they've taken other than to plead ignorant.
And you don't buy it?
No.
Other incidents bring the culture of the church into question. Court documents show earlier this year, Gateway Church settled a lawsuit brought in 2020 by the mother of a minor who alleged she was sexually assaulted by another member and that Gateway leaders concealed and discredited evidence. The church did not admit to any liability.
They don't look at a child as someone to protect. Let's use the child in any way we have to protect ourselves.
In letters from 2007 reviewed by NBC News, Robert Morris's attorneys blamed Cindy, claiming she initiated inappropriate behavior. Cindy and her attorneys say that's...
So he's saying this was a little fast heifer, hot in the britches, trying to throw that thing on me early. Man, quit it. I understand. They be hot in the britches early. But that don't even matter. That's beside the fact. If this was a grown woman, let's just say you had sex with one of your homeboys, old ladies or some shit. But y'all of age. Yes, it's wrong. It's immoral. It's all of these things. You are a scum of the earth. But if she was persistent in throwing that thing on you, if she was seducing you, if she was the initiator, and you kind of, was like, hey, man, no, not really, for real. But the temptation got the best of you. She for the streets. If she for the streets, then go ahead and beat. You know what I'm saying? You tried. Or get up out of there. If you can defeat temptation, get your ass up out of there. But if you can't, push come to shove, and you get to shoving. Hey man, listen, she pushed it up on you, but she's grown. You see what I'm saying? That's a temptation that might be hard to fight, a grown ass woman. I couldn't even be aroused by no damn child. Ain't no way in the world a motherfucking child could initiate some shit like that towards me. The fuck is wrong with this grown ass man? You
Same
did
year,
it.
Robert Morris asked her to sign an NDA in exchange for $25,000. She refused.
Nah, that ain't
Morris
enough, baby.
did not respond to multiple
Up that
interview
bank.
requests. While Gateway's review is underway, 4 church officials have taken a leave of absence from the Board of Elders.
Do you think even now Gateway is protecting him?
I do.
Cindy says what she wants now is to help other survivors
they're
feel
protecting
less
him.
alone. Antonia Hilton, NBC News, Southlake, Texas.
Southlake, Texas.
Police dash cam video
What's
shows
up,
what appears
baby?
to be a very close call over Syracuse.
Okay. Anyway. She said, no way, Jose, to that 25K. We need to update pay. Shit, I guess he wasn't trying to pay. He ain't have it. Otherwise, if he had whatever the price that she was willing to take, if he had it, we wouldn't have been talking about it. We wouldn't know shit about it right now. We wouldn't know a damn thing about it.